Daniel ended up in the lion's den. Do you know how that happened? Because he was a faithful steward. He was a faithful servant to the king. And all the other servants, all the other managers got jealous of him. And they made a rule that if you prayed, you could only pray to the king. And Daniel was praying to God. And that cost him for standing up for his faith in God. And he ended up being accused by all these guys and thrown in the lion's den. It became one of the most famous stories of the Bible. Who knew? Who would have thought as he was tumbling in amongst the lions? I'm sure Daniel didn't think, boy, this is great. I'm going to make history here. Sometimes when you stand for truth and righteousness, you end up in the lion's den. And all these accusers were there saying, you're going to die today in this lion's den. And guess what happened? As he was in the lion's den, God shut the mouths of the lions. He stitched up their mouths so they couldn't eat him. And right in the middle of all the enemies, Daniel stood straight and tall. You might be going through the same situation in your life. You may be going into the lion's den. You may be thrown in the lion's den by your co-workers in your work. Listen to me. It's going to be okay. God's going to see you through. The lions can roar, but they can't bite you. And you know what happened at the end of the story? All the accusers and their wives and their children ended up in the lion's den. Be careful when you touch a man of God. Be careful when you speak against someone, because sometimes you'll end up being where you wanted them to be. If you do it right, it'll change your life.